Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we take you on a journey into the background, creation, symbolism, and mysterious collector fascination behind this coin that has quietly transformed from a modest copper-plated steel piece into a global sensation. The story truly begins with the evolution of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage. When the country shifted to the modern decimal system in 1971, the 2 pence coin became one of its foundational denominations. Its large round shape, its warm bronze appearance, and its symbolic design were instantly familiar to citizens across the nation. But what many people don't know is that behind every issue year, including 2006, lies a complex and fascinating network of decisions made by the Royal Mint. Choices regarding materials, portrait updates, production quantities, and even minor variations in metal composition all shape a coin's future destiny. And the 2006 2 pence happens to be one of those coins where everyday production quietly intersected with collector mythology. By 2006, the United Kingdom was experiencing a transitional period in coin production. The Royal Mint had started shifting away from the traditional bronze alloy toward the more cost-effective copper-plated steel. This change was financially practical, but it also brought new challenges. The new steel cores made coins slightly magnetic, created visible differences in shine and tone, and in certain cases contributed to small mint variations. The 2 pence was especially affected because it had a larger surface area compared to the smaller penny. Collectors around the world know that changes in metal type often introduce opportunities for anomalies. Whether subtle shifts in color, inconsistencies in plating thickness, or minor die variations, these factors sometimes give birth to coins that later become legends among coin enthusiasts. The 2006 Elizabeth II 2 pence showcases the fourth official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, masterfully created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. His design was introduced in 1998 and remained in use for a decade. It presented the Queen with a more mature and realistic profile, a break from the idealized portraits of earlier decades. Collectors loved it. Everyday people recognized it instantly. And on the 2006 2 pence, this portrait stands crisp and confident, reflecting an era when Britain was transitioning culturally, economically, and monetarily. The inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, surrounds the profile, a Latin phrase that translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Simple, traditional, eternal. Every detail of this portrait has become a signature of British currency, and for collectors, the 2006 edition captures the Queen in a moment of dignified maturity. Turning to the reverse, we see the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, accompanied by a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, which means, I serve. This emblem has been associated with the Princes of Wales for centuries, and its presence on the coin symbolizes duty, heritage, and royal continuity. The design by Christopher Ironside had been in use since decimalization in 1971, making the 2006 2 pence one of the final years this classic reverse appeared before the dramatic coin redesign introduced in 2008. This gives the 2006 issue a nostalgic quality. It represents the end of a historic visual chapter, the closing pages of a design era that millions of Britons grew up with. While at first glance the 2006 2 pence may seem like a regular coin, the moment we explore its production details, its story becomes far more intriguing. The Royal Mint produced a typical run of circulation coins, but what collectors later discovered is that a subset of these coins exhibited unexpected variations. Some examples from 2006 show unusual metal toning, a slightly different color warmth due to inconsistencies in copper plating, and faint die alignment differences. For most people, these differences go unnoticed. But in the world of rare coin collecting, tiny details can create massive value leaps. Just like famous era coins, whether double strikes, off-centers, wrong planchets, or rare die varieties, the 2006 2 pence began attracting the attention of enthusiasts who believed that certain production batches held characteristics that set them apart. But one of the strongest reasons collectors began chasing the 2006 Two Pence with such intensity was the rise of online numismatic communities in the mid-2000s. As digital platforms became more accessible, coin enthusiasts from around the world started sharing discoveries, exchanging theories, and posting photos of unusual finds. This sparked global fascination. Some 2006 coins appeared slightly thicker, some slightly lighter in color, and a handful showed unusually sharp relief details, leading people to wonder if small-scale dye or material variations occurred. Even without an officially confirmed error, the coin's reputation grew. And as every collector knows, reputation is often the spark that ignites long-term value. Collectors today view the 2006 Two Pence as a coin that represents the spirit of modern numismatic treasure hunting, the idea that rare value can be hidden in plain sight. People search their old jars, drawers, storage boxes, and even childhood piggy banks, hoping to uncover one. Some coin dealers testify that when they list the 2006 Two Pence, they receive inquiries from around the world almost immediately. Others note that these coins tend to disappear quickly from online marketplaces, swept up by collectors who are building full-year British decimal sets or specializing in pre-2008 Two Pence designs. It is one of those fascinating cases where a coin that was supposed to be ordinary instead becomes iconic because of how collectors feel about it. Another reason the 2006 Two Pence has surged in popularity is nostalgia. This coin circulated during a time when Britain was on the brink of major design changes. The large coppery coins with the classic reverse designs were soon to be replaced by the segmented royal shield motif. So the 2006 Two Pence represents not just monetary value, but memories. The old coins of childhood, the earlier style of pocket change, and a design tradition that no longer exists on new coins. Coins become rare not only because of scarcity, but because of emotional attachment. When a coin marks the end of an era, it naturally becomes more desirable. As years passed, collectors started grading examples of the 2006 Two Pence, sending them to global grading companies for authentication and condition evaluation. High-grade specimens with perfect surfaces, strong luster, and no handling marks quickly became superstars in the eyes of investors. When a coin enters the upper grading tiers, like MS65, MS66, or even MS67, its price can skyrocket. Each year, the number of surviving high-grade circulation coins decreases as more pieces are exposed to wear, scratches, and corrosion. This scarcity drives demand upward, especially as new collectors enter the hobby. The mystique of the 2006 Two Pence intensified as stories circulated of certain examples fetching astonishing values in private sales and online auctions. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II Two Pence coin from the year 1996. At first glance, it may look like just an ordinary coin that once passed through millions of hands, but today, this coin holds a story so unique, so captivating, and so unexpectedly valuable that collectors from all over the world search for it with intense passion. And by the end of this video, we will reveal why this humble 2p coin is now astonishingly valued at an unbelievable $26 million. The story of this coin begins in the 1990s, a decade marked by modernization, technological progress at the Royal Mint, and the continued reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait graced every British coin of the era. The 1996 Two Pence coin was part of a long-running series originally introduced in 1971, the year the United Kingdom adopted the decimal currency system. Since then, the 2p coin became one of the most common circulating denominations in the country, widely used in daily transactions, vending machines, arcade games, and countless pockets and wallets across the UK. But not every coin is created equal, and sometimes, among millions of normal strikes, a few mysterious and extraordinary examples emerge, pieces that break the pattern, capture public imagination, and become treasures worth fortunes. The 1996 Two Pence coin is one such marvel. To understand its significance, we must first take a journey into the artistic and symbolic details of this coin. On the obverse, the familiar and beloved portrait of Queen Elizabeth II faces right, sculpted by Raphael Maclove. This portrait, which appeared on British coins from 1985 to 1997, is known for its refined detail, elegant curls of the Queen's hair, and the distinguished, carefully crafted diadem. The Maklauf effigy was praised for presenting the Queen in a youthful yet regal manner, and it remains one of the most iconic royal portraits used in UK coinage. Surrounding this portrait are the inscriptions: Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD. And the year of minting, 1996. These Latin abbreviations stand for De Grazia Regina and Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, and Defender of the Faith, titles carried by British monarchs for centuries. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design, which features the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers rising through a coronet, accompanied by the ribbon bearing the historic motto, Ich diene, which translates from German to I serve. This badge has appeared on British 2p coins since decimalization, and it carries deep historical significance. The symbol originates from the medieval era and has long represented loyalty, service, and royal heritage. Beneath the emblem sits the denomination 2 pence, written in a clear, bold style. The simplicity of this design is part of its charm, classic, instantly recognizable, and unchanged for decades. But what makes the 1996 2 pence coin so special? Why is it one of the most searched for coins online? Why do collectors chase it with such determination? As with many ultra-rare coins, the answer lies in a unique combination of minting variations, limited surviving specimens, and unexpected historical significance. The Royal Mint struck millions of 2 pence coins in 1996, but within this massive production, a very small number were struck with unusual traits that make them ultra-rare, highly collectible, and extremely valuable today. These include differences in metal composition, striking pressure, die alignment, and in some cases, coins struck using dies originally intended for earlier years. The mystery surrounding these rare specimens has only intensified their demand, making them some of the most attractive and frequently searched for British coins in recent years. Collectors love a good mystery, and the 1996 2 pence coin delivers exactly that. Over the years, a handful of these coins have surfaced with features that set them apart: coins struck on foreign planchets, coins lighter or heavier than normal, coins with off-center strikes, and coins that show doubled text or distorted details caused by die errors. These minting anomalies didn't occur often, and most of them escaped into everyday circulation unnoticed. Imagine buying a newspaper, grabbing a chocolate bar, or paying for a bus fare in 1996, and unknowingly handing over a coin that today could be worth millions. That is the beauty and the thrill of numismatics. Treasures sometimes sit hidden in plain sight. What makes this even more captivating is the fact that many UK collectors had no idea in the 1990s that their coins held such future significance. Most people use these coins thousands of times over without giving them a second thought. But as time passed, collectors began documenting unusual examples, and the coin gained attention among numismatic experts. Discussions grew in popularity on collector forums, auction platforms, and numismatic publications. Slowly, the 1996 2 pence coin transformed from a common coin into one of the most fascinating case studies in British decimal coin collecting. Another aspect that adds to the rarity and value of this coin is the transition in minting technology during the 1990s. The Royal Mint was upgrading many of its processes, and during this transition, unexpected die pairings, planchet issues, and striking irregularities occurred more frequently than the public realized. While most of these flawed coins were caught and destroyed, a select few escaped into circulation. Many of these escapees were the 1996 2 pence coins that are now considered extremely rare and sought after worldwide. Collectors are also drawn to the historical context of the 1990s. It was a time when the UK was undergoing significant cultural and political change, the economy was shifting, and technology was evolving at a rapid pace. Owning a 1996 2 pence coin with a rare error or variation is like holding a physical snapshot of this dynamic era, a small, copper-plated steel artifact that carries the weight of history. For many collectors, the value lies not only in the coin itself but in the story it represents. And what a story it is! The metal composition of the 2p coin also plays an important role in its appeal. In 1992, the Royal Mint switched from using bronze to copper-plated steel. This change created subtle differences in weight, appearance, and durability. While most 2p coins minted after 1992 follow this new composition, rare examples have surfaced where the Royal Mint mistakenly used leftover bronze blanks. This is especially fascinating for the 1996 issue, as some of the rarest specimens from that year were struck on bronze planchets instead of the standard copper-plated steel. These bronze errors are among the most valuable decimal coins ever discovered, often weighing slightly more and showing a richer reddish-brown tone compared to the standard coins. Such coins have stunned collectors and auction houses because they represent mint errors that should never have existed. Another exciting category involves off-metal strikes, where a coin is accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination or country. For the 1996 2p coin, rumors and isolated discoveries have suggested that a few were struck on blanks intended for foreign currencies. These coins are extremely rare and often command astronomical prices at auctions. Every time a new example appears, the numismatic community reacts with excitement and curiosity, as these discoveries rewrite what we know about the coinage of that year. But rarity alone does not make a coin valuable. What truly elevates a coin to legendary status is the demand. And the 1996 2p coin has skyrocketed in popularity across social media, YouTube, collector groups, and online search trends. People adore stories about ordinary objects becoming extraordinary treasures. Top 3. Today's captivating journey. We will dive deep into the world of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2p coin and uncover why this simple piece of British currency has now become one of the most sought-after treasures in the world. The year 2002 holds a special place in British memory. It marked the golden jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, a significant milestone celebrating 50 years on the throne. Throughout the Commonwealth and across the United Kingdom, celebrations erupted with parades, commemorations, and special events honoring the remarkable endurance, grace, and leadership of the Queen. The Royal Mint, as it had done many times in the past, played a role in this national celebration by continuing to produce coins that bore the ever-present portrait of Her Majesty. Among them was the iconic 2p coin, a familiar denomination that had been part of everyday British life since decimalization in 1971. But while 2002 may not be immediately known for rare variants or dramatic design changes, something fascinating happened within the mintage of this particular year that would eventually elevate certain examples of the 2p coin to an exceptional status. To appreciate the value and importance of the 2002 2p, we must begin with its classic design created by the talented Christopher Ironside, whose artistic brilliance shaped British coinage for decades. The obverse of the coin features the majestic fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley, a portrait that emphasized realism, maturity, and dignity. Unlike earlier portrayals that leaned toward youthful elegance, this depiction captured the Queen in a way that resonated with the people of the era, steady, experienced, and symbolic of national continuity. Every contour of the portrait was crafted with intention. The tiara, the facial expression, the subtle detailing around the neckline, these were not simply engravings. They were artistic celebrations of a monarch who had guided the nation for 50 years. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers rising majestically from a coronet. Below this symbolic emblem lies the ribbon bearing the famous German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. The symbolism runs deep. It reflects duty, loyalty, and devotion to the crown, values etched not only into the fabric of British royalty, but also into the everyday lives of the British people. The design is minimalistic yet powerful, simple yet profound, and for decades it served as one of the most recognizable motifs in British coinage. But what makes the 2002 2p coin special is not immediately visible on its surface. It is the coin's journey, the small anomalies within its mintage, and the unexpected rarity of certain specimens that have captivated collectors. In 1992, The Royal Mint shifted the production of 2-pence coins from bronze to copper-plated steel. This meant that coins from 2002 were produced primarily using the newer, steel-based planchets. However, a limited number of bronze blanks, older material that should not have been used, accidentally found their way into circulation during this year's production. Such errors are rare, unpredictable, and entirely accidental. These unexpected bronze-based 2002 2-pence coins became extremely scarce, with only a handful ever confirmed. Their rarity magnified their desirability, leading collectors to search relentlessly for these elusive pieces. But the story doesn't end with composition errors. The 2002 mintage also includes several examples with misstrikes, die rotations, and slight off-center impressions, each an uncommon error that adds layers of intrigue and value. Coin errors, especially in modern circulation currency, are not common, and when combined with the significance of the Golden Jubilee year, their desirability skyrockets. Some collectors value flawless coins, while others seek the rare accidents of minting that transform ordinary objects into extraordinary prizes. As time passed, the number of pristine 2002 2-pence coins dwindled. Daily circulation led to scratches, discoloration, and metal degradation. The few remaining coins in gem-quality condition became increasingly scarce and more valuable. Collectors realized that a coin that once passed unrecognized in daily transactions had now evolved into a near-mythical treasure, one of exceptional rarity, historical resonance, and extraordinary worth. Every collector knows that age alone does not determine a coin's value. It is a combination of factors: rarity, demand, condition, mintage anomalies, historical importance, and of course, collector passion. The 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence possesses all of these in abundance. Its connection to the Queen's Golden Jubilee adds emotional and cultural value. Its design holds national symbolism. Its composition anomalies and minting irregularities create scarcity. And its survival in high-grade condition adds a final layer of priceless exclusivity. For investors and numismatists alike, it represents a once-in-a-lifetime find. The story becomes even more astonishing when we examine the extraordinary prices these coins have achieved in private auctions and collector circles. As interest in rare British coinage intensified, particularly among collectors in Europe, Asia, and North America, demand surged dramatically. Coins that were once considered ordinary pocket change began selling for astounding amounts. The 2002 2-pence, especially examples struck on bronze planchets, or those exhibiting clear minting errors, achieved record-breaking valuations. With prices climbing into the millions, this coin suddenly entered a new category altogether, a category reserved only for the rarest and most elite pieces of British currency. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that once cost 2 pence, a coin that perhaps sat unnoticed in a drawer or slipped through countless fingers at a shop counter. Now imagine that the same coin has become a world-famous treasure, the subject of intense bidding wars, numismatic research, and collector obsession. This transformation from everyday currency to multi-million-dollar artifact is not just surprising, it is astonishing. It is a reminder that history hides in plain sight, waiting for those with curiosity and passion to uncover its secrets. Thank you for joining this incredible journey into the story of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest treasures of modern British coinage, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Ultra Rare Coins history for more unbelievable discoveries, hidden gems, and remarkable stories from the world of numismatics.